Greetings, Elder Blacklight. Now it's important for us to know who we are, who our enemy is. Now we're going to view who we are. We're going to profile us. This is us right here. This is the essence of the original Asiatic black man, the Kabbalah. This is the structure of a molecule. That molecule makes up an organized intelligence of the black man. We're going to let born mastermind Allah come on our platform. I respect the way he breaks it down into the science of the Asiatic, the Aboriginal Asiatic black man.
What this particular presentation is about, it's about how this environment, as we speak, is changing. Not only is it changing, but it's changing it's becoming less habitable for the European and more habitable for the original man, and we're going to go all into that. And before we go into that, we're going to go into the science of Asiatic. This is a word that has been misused. A lot of brothers call themselves the Asiatic black man. A lot of people don't really understand this term, and they have a problem when our great ancestors, such as the Messenger, such as Allah the Father, so even Noble Drew Ali, who taught that we were Asiatic. So you have brothers coming with whether or not we Asiatic, whether or not we African. When we go into the science of this word, we now going to have a deep understanding of what the term Asiatic means and how it transcends all other titles, names, labels, and all of that. So we're going to go in right now.
All right, let's go.
So the science of Asiatic, carbon 7 and 14. We about to go in. First of all, that term Asiatic is a term that has its origins prior to the Kabbalah, but it can be found in the Kabbalistic scripts. So when we ask, what is the Kabbalah is, or what they say it is an esoteric method, discipline, and school of thought that originated in Judaism. But in reality, it's the esoteric knowledge that the original man gave the Europeans and Caucasians to civilize them from the hills and caves of Europe to put them on their square, and that's how they became Jews, Masons, etc., to be able to rule the world. That's the mathematics, the science, the astronomy that we gave them to put them on their square. Taught them how to cook their food, taught them how to eat the right foods, and this is what we gave to them to civilize them from the hills and caves of Europe when they was walking on all fours like savages, like beasts. And this is the information that they use to this day to hold over your head so that they can control the environment, control economics, control policy, and you have no idea what's going on because you're not in tune with your ancient scriptures and your ancient texts. Let's break this word down, Kabbalah. As you see in the word Kabbalah, you have the Ka, Ba, and Allah. The Ka in so-called Egyptian religion or our ancient Kemetic spiritual systems is a spiritual entity, an aspect of the individual believed to live within the body during life and to survive it after death. And we understand the only thing that's surviving after the physical body leaves is the electromagnetism, the light, which is known as the mind within the body. Then you have the Ba, also in so-called Egyptian religion or Kemetic spiritual systems, is the aspect of the soul represented as a human-headed bird.
Now, I'm sorry, and I don't want to cut your bill.
Go ahead.
But when you say so-called religious Ka in the Ba, I don't think we could say so-called because we know that that was the first call.
Well, let's bring it around.
When we deal with the Ka and the Ba, that's the first call. That's where all the other religions come from.
Well, what I'm saying,
can't say so-called.
No, when I'm saying so-called,
brother.
When I'm saying so-called, so the European have us think that, you know, all of our ancient spiritual systems and sciences was religion in the way that they give it to you today. When we never believed in mystery gods, we never believed in things outside of self, we always understood that we were connected to the all and that we were the gods that we were talking about in these scripts. So when I say so-called religion, I don't see it as a religion, and I'm certain the way that our ancestors threw it down was not about religion.
Yes, sir.
All right.
I ain't gonna cut your bill.
No doubt. You can add on anytime you need to. So the soul, right? We understand the soul phonetically is the same sound or the same word as soul, which is the Latin root, which means sun, and the sun meaning star. So that's where we receive the electromagnetic energy within this particular system that we absorb as original people and re-emit as well. Then you have the Allah, which is God or the universal mind of infinite blackness or all light. So when you combine the Ka, the Ba, and the Allah, all that is the arm, leg, arm, head. That's what we say in our culture, the arm, leg, arm, head, which is Allah. And this is the secret of all secrets. And I'm going to show you. When you look at the Hebrew letters of Yahweh, you stand those letters up, and you have a body. You have the arm, leg, arm, and supreme head. Now, Yahweh means God. You stand those words up, and you see that the original man is God. This is the secret that they've always strove to hide from us. This is why they have the sword on the upper part of their head. So when you look at these Masons and these people in these secret societies and submersive groups, such as the Masons or the Rosicrucians or the Illuminati or the Order of the Quest or whatever these names are, whether they're spooky or real, we understand that these Europeans are studying us in secret. And they're not giving us the truth that they actually bow down and worship us and worship the information and the science that we brought to them to put them on their square. You can even see J. Edgar Hoover up here, who was the head of the CIA, also the founder. Then you got a president, Harry S. Truman, Gerald Ford, many other presidents. Even this cracker right here, Luther Burbank, who was a pioneer in hybrid and genetically modified fruits and vegetables in agriculture. And you see he has the Islam on the top of his hat, but we'll go into that. So that sword on the upper part of this flag is to let you know that if they reveal the secret, that it's us who gave them a chance to clean themselves up and come among us, and their heads will be taken off by the sword. Because once we realize who we are as the original people, and this is what they've been hiding the whole time, then we will take their heads off. Now, I have our great ancestor brother up here, Dr. Ben, and we love Dr. Ben, and he dropped some extraordinary, powerful knowledge and information to us as a people. So I would never disrespect this man or this man's lineage or his legacy. He brought us some great work. However, we must keep in mind the reason that most of our brothers and sisters in the Pan-Africanist movement or the RBG movement has an anti-Islamic stance. And I'm not talking about this pale European, bastardized, mutated version of Islam. I'm talking about the real science of Islam that we used as a practice and built systems that have defeated Europeans for over 1,000 years, and it was brought back in our most recent history by the most honorable Elijah Muhammad Noble Drew Ali and, of course, Allah the Father. Now, as you see, our great brother, he can teach us but so much. Because as you see, he was initiated in the secret orders of the Europeans. He was educated by them, and you see the sword on the upper part of his hat, the sword on the upper part of his flag, which means he cannot reveal the truth of the black man being God. Now, I came to this debate years ago with, it was Brother Wesley Muhammad
and Natural
Tahuti. And he put the Honorable Elijah Muhammad on the board, and he was comparing him to the Masons and showing a connection with him and Masonry. But here's one thing he didn't mention in that lecture, was that he does not have a sword on the upper part of his flag. And this is why he revealed the truth that the black man is God. Let's move on. Back to the Kabbalah. Within the Kabbalah, you have what's known as the 4 Kabbalistic worlds. And here's how we're going to break up a lot of confusion that's been around for many, many years. You have the 4 Kabbalistic worlds. One is Absolute, Bria, Yetzirah, and Asiya, also known as Asia. Asiya, which is also known as Asia. Absolute basically is the representation of the elements that bring forth fire. So it's the archetypal world, plane of will and spirit, but ultimately it represents fire. Bria, the creative world or emotional plane, represents the elements that bring forth water. Then you have Yetzirah, which is the formative world or the mental plane, which basically represents the elements that brings forth air. And then you have Asiya or Asia, which is the physical world, the material plane, which represents earth. So when you have fire, water, air, and earth, fire is hydrogen. Water is HO2, which is 2 parts hydrogen, 1 part oxygen. Air is oxygen, and earth is carbon. Now what's known in the Kabbalistic text is that the fourth world, known as Asiya or Asia, is a combination of all the worlds combined, all the 4 worlds combined. So when you take carbon, combine it with hydrogen and oxygen, then you have melanin. Carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen equals melanin, and that's the Asiatic world. So when you hear our great teachers, such as the messenger, Elijah Muhammad, or Allah the Father, and they talk about the black man of Asia, they're not talking about a geographical location. They're not talking about a continent. They're not talking about a place on the planet Earth. They're talking about all of these elements that combine to make the physical manifestation of God on this planet. That's the Asiatic world, and that is melanin. So once again, we see it. Even with the Hebrew letters, that's Yahweh, that stand up as God. You have the first world, which is fire. You have the second world, which is water. You have the third world, which is air. And the fourth world, which is earth. So we're dealing with hydrogen. We're dealing with H2O. We're dealing with oxygen. We're dealing with carbon. And when you put that all together, again, you're dealing with melanin. So we're talking about the physical manifestation of God on this plane as the Asiatic black man.
Now this is us, black man and black woman. This is you. This is the inner you. And the outer you. The all in all. Allah, the other term is Yahweh. It's different languages, different terms, but it all means the same. So we're getting ready to shut this one down. We're going to come back again with another one of these enlightening videos. This is your brother Elder Black Light saying sugar, sugar, salt is salt. Hope you got off. If you didn't, it ain't my fault. Black Light out.